morning and happy hump day. It's Wednesday, January 8th, 2019, and you're watching the Daily Mix TV. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. So SmileDirectClub is expanding its reach at retail. The formerly direct-to-consumer company is launching a line of oral care products exclusively at Walmart that aims to keep teeth fresh, clean, and bright and healthy, according to the company. Now, part of this launch is going to include an electric toothbrush and Bright On, which is a premium tooth whitening system that contains an LED light, again, according to the company. So they're going to unveil 3 new smile-enhancing products at Walmart, which includes a toothpaste and whitening and sensitivity options, a water flosser, and Smile Spa, which is an ultrasonic UV cleaner that sanitizes toothbrush heads, aligners, retainers, and dentures, among other items. Now, that's really important right now, especially in oral care. Back in the mid-2000s, early 2000s, you had this trend that was starting in oral care of sanitization of toothbrushes and so on with using blue light or LED light. So it's a furtherance of that trend. And yes, I know it's been 15 years since it popped, but trends are very odd in how they work in specific categories, especially when you get into places like oral care. Think about this. Tooth whitening has been around for, decades, but from a trend cycle perspective, that rise really only took place in the 2000s with the amount of whitening products that hit the market. There was never a real plateau that hit for that, with one exception, and that's the strip technology that Crest had launched in the late 90s, as well as when you start to look at home whitening systems per se, that plateaued. But inclusion of whitening product in toothpaste and other applications, that hasn't. That's still going. So the ultrasonic UV cleaner makes a lot of sense, and it's a smart move for SmileDirectClub to do that. Now, the electric toothbrush is going to retail for $24.98. Bright On Premium Teeth Whitening Kit for $39.98 in stores and at Walmart.com. This is not their first foray into retail. Remember that SmileDirectClub went through brick and mortar last April at CVS and Walgreens. They debuted in-store Smile Shops at select locations, and we actually covered that on the Daily Mix TV. The Smile Shops feature an on-site smile guide who basically gives consumers or walks them through a private free 3D scan of their teeth and talks to them about invisible aligner therapy, those kinds of things. So SmileDirectClub is having a very interesting couple of years. I have a lot of friends who have used Invisalign and things like that, and certainly our friend Dr. Nina Kiani, who is a dentist. She has a practice on West 34th Street. She is an Invisalign Gold Plus provider, and it just, when you talk to certain people about Invisalign versus SmileDirectClub, Invisalign is a lot more sort of professional, if you will, and certainly technical, whereas SmileDirect is more of that sort of all-in-one box at-home kind of version. So from a positioning standpoint, SmileDirect on the consumer side makes a lot of sense. On the trade side, SmileDirect's got a lot of problems because Invisalign is, frankly, the category leader. So it's going to be interesting to see how this new foray into retail works out for SmileDirectClub. Walmart is an excellent distribution partner, a retail partner, in terms of being able to impact consumers directly, being able to grow your audience. So it'll be nice to see what those results are. Hopefully it works out well for SmileDirectClub. Sally Beauty Holdings wants a bigger piece of the beauty market. The company is revamping its brand identity with the launch of a new campaign that positions Sally Beauty as the go-to destination for professional-grade products to use at home. The brand's new motto, Unleash Your PROtential, is designed to communicate the ability of consumers to achieve salon-quality results from the comfort of their home. Now, for the first time, Sally Beauty is actually promoting its brand with a national media campaign, experiential activations all throughout the year. This is incredibly important because Sally Beauty is a classic brand. It's an iconic brand in this space. When you look at how beauty works in terms of experiential, in terms of targeting and impact. It's a very smart campaign, especially when you get into sort of that pop culture issue of how do I get my hair, my nails, if you're a woman, how do I get my hair, my nails, my makeup to look just like it did when I was at the spa or the salon and so on. So, tackling that sort of cultural norm, if you will, from Sally Beauty's perspective is a very, very bright and intelligent move. Now, in Sally Beauty stores in select cities, shoppers will discover a new in-store experience featuring new brand messaging, improved wayfinding, additional training for associates. They've got updated POS systems, and they've actually integrated artificial intelligence technology, which is very smart. The improvements are designed to help consumers make more confident purchase decisions. A lot of problems in beauty all center around this, notion of attaining a certain look or being able to replicate a certain look that they see either in a magazine or on TV or online. And when you get into this kind of push, PROtential, it's really, really well done. And it's very smart. Sally Beauty's also pushing out a new influencer program called Sally Crew to help with the relaunch. So the company is accepting applications from beauty influencers to serve as brand ambassadors for Sally Beauty. They are choosing 5 hashtag Sally Crew members, earning a 1-year paid contract. Now get this, $150,000, professional business coaching, and spokesperson opportunities, amongst other benefits. The brand relaunch is also going to include a new mobile app, which incorporates innovative features of its mobile-first website and as an in-app only offers. The app also supports Sally Beauty's revamped rewards program. We've talked about loyalty and reward programming ad nauseum on the Daily Mix TV, and it is so incredibly important, especially for a brand like this. The new rewards program is going to enable users to track their points and access reward certificates for quick redemption. So it's going to be in-app redemption at the register or online and so on. So with Sally Beauty, they've had such an interesting history, but when you look at the evolution of a brand, the way that they continue to evolve and add new things into it, but not getting away from their core, getting away from their DNA. Sally Beauty is very smart about how they're approaching this with a PROtential push, especially when you look at some of the other, sort of nonsense that's on the shelf. I've always noticed Sally to stand out from a lot of the other brands on the shelf during key promotional periods. Normally, though, sometimes it gets washed away because there are so many brands that look like it. But the one thing I can say is that this position in this new campaign is definitely going to be a winner. So looking forward to seeing what those results are. Now, yesterday at Tesla's Shanghai factory, Elon Musk announced the electric car maker would be building the Model Y SUV in China. The CEO said that ultimately Model Y will have more demand than probably all other cars of Tesla combined. Now, unlike the Model 3 sedan, which Tesla produces in both China and the US, the compact sport utility vehicle is anticipated to appeal to a bigger market in both countries. The small platform SUV market it's had a weird roller coaster ride, because when you first started to see them in the mid to late 90s, where they were more of a compact sport utility vehicle, people loved that platform, that notion of being able to have an SUV, but not this big hunking thing. Now, when you get into the 20-teens, a lot of it was about sustainability and the environment and, how can we save on fuel, those kinds of things. So you had a lot of hybrid compact SUVs hit the market. With Tesla, knowing how Elon Musk operates, I am sure he's got a trick up his sleeve to push this out even more than he had the Model 3, and certainly some of the other tricks that he's pulled over his career. So, it's going to be, I'm curious to see what the results on this one are going to be. Oh, man, I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to have to. So a Boeing 737-800 plane operated by Ukraine International Airlines crashed shortly after takeoff in Iran this morning, killing all 176 people on board, according to the country's press TV. Remember, Iran is very, very sort of closed off in terms of news media, so a lot of what we hear has to come from their official news agency. Now, this follows 2 fatal crashes involving Boeing 737 MAX, which operates a different software system to the 737-800 and has been grounded since March. Now, just after the crash, it was speculated by many that it was a terror attack or a hijacking that caused this due to the tensions between the U.S. and Iran. As you already know, we're seeing quite the tumultuous time in the Middle East this week, and it has affected sectors across the board. As an example, Qantas has diverted most of their flights away from the Middle East and Dubai for final destinations in the Western world for fear of blowback or attack. Now, I bring this up because whether you agree with Trump or don't, whether you agree with the Democrats or don't, at the end of the day, we're talking about human lives. And, people need to stop the politicking and all of those things. Yesterday, Iran had launched an attack into, where U.S. personnel were. And they stated immediately after that was their retribution. They're not doing anything else. So hopefully, this is over and it was just a really bad blow up for a brief moment in time. Because right now what it's doing is, on top of the horrific notion of how many people have died because of these attacks and certainly the assassination of the Iranian general, because of all of this, it's had extra effect across the world. Oil prices are going up. You've got consumer confidence in the toilet. On top of that, we have, my wife Kylie is in Australia. She's visiting her family in Perth on the West Coast. So I hear about all the things that are happening in Australia as another example. It's not just the US, it's the globe. Everyone is getting affected by this. And on top of that, in Australia, you have those fires where I can't get into it too much because I'll start to tear up about all the animals who have died in Australia. But you look at all of these things happening at the same time, and it's affected consumer confidence in a way that will negatively impact the market for the next quarter. So because people will stop spending money now, that means the results in April, reporting on January, February, March, will be soft. And that's going to be a problem going into the second quarter of the year, especially ahead of a heavy spending season like summertime. So hopefully, as I said, this is done and we can get back to real business and thankfully not take any more life. All right, for this week's Way Back Wednesday, do you remember this?
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
Well, the kids in Bayside High are back. Get ready for the next generation. The team behind the upcoming Saved by the Bell reboot has cast Josie Tota, an actress known for her work on Glee, as the star. The revived series will premiere this summer on NBC's streaming service, Peacock. Tota will play Lexi, who's a Bayside cheerleader who is, quote, both admired and feared by her fellow students. The actress, whose work includes the Disney Channel show Jessie and the Netflix comedy No Good Nick, was previously known as JJ Tota. She came out as transgender in 2018. Now, her castmates do include 2 original Saved by the Bell series members, Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley, who played AC Slater and Jesse Spano, respectively. Now, a lot of people have asked, well, what about Zach Morris? What about Kelly Kapowski? Well, in October, Tiffany Thiessen told Us Weekly that she and co-star Mark Paul Gosselaar, who played those 2 characters in the original series, were unaware of the reboot until they saw it in the news. She also stated that, unfortunately, cameos aren't that likely because both are working on projects right now. And it's interesting because if you read some of the line notes, the story and summation notes on the actual new series, it states that Gosselaar's character is, frankly, primed to the reboot. Quote, when California Governor Zach Morris gets into hot water for closing too many low-income high schools, he proposes they send the affected students to the highest performing schools in the state, including Bayside High. The influx of new students gives the other privileged Bayside kids a much-needed and hilarious dose of reality. So when you look at reboots and what's going on, honestly, this trend's got to stop. I mean, it's crazy. How does Hollywood, Tinseltown, not have any creativity left? It's just insane. Look, personally, I was a big fan of Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell in college years was interesting. It wasn't as good as the original because the time period was different. It's all about the generation involved and the time period, folks, when it comes to TV shows like this. When I was a kid growing up in the 70s and the 80s, you had a lot more wholesome family programming. People tended to watch TV more together as a family unit than they do today, especially since, we can watch TV on any device, anywhere at any time these days. So hopefully this new series, given what Saved by the Bell was to Gen X, hopefully this can be something for Gen Z and so on that they will always cherish and remember. One last personal thing on note. Yesterday, I received a tweet from Cinnabon telling me or reminding me that their Sweet Talk platform was going live at 1 p.m. Unfortunately, I was in a meeting, so I couldn't jump on it, but I did hop on and comment later. I got to tell you, because I gave a shout out to Cinnabon for their incredible social media management and programming about a week and a half ago. I got to tell you, these guys, spot on. They certainly reach out to people who comment a lot on their Sweet Talk series, and it helps to continue to build the conversation and grow the audience. So kudos to Cinnabon. Love you guys. Thanks for the Sweet Talk, and looking forward to certainly enjoying more product. My name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mix TV. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, please email thedailymixtv@gmail.com. Have a great hump day. We'll see you tomorrow on Thursday.